Hello and welcome to another episode with the Autistic Angler. Some people have been asking about where I do my videos, so I thought I'd give you a little rundown. After Charlie left the flat, he said, why don't you set yourself up in a corner somewhere and do a YouTube studio? He said that would be a lot more professional than doing the intros where you're fishing. So me and Janet thought about it, and this is what I came up with. And behind my chair I have my backdrop board. And this board started its life out as a picture. It's one of those canvas pictures that you can buy all over the place. And this one was one that Charlie had in his bedroom. So I covered it with, I think it was 5 coats of paint. And then these pictures, I got them printed out in Tesco's. They weren't cheap, but I think you'll see they were worth it. Look at the quality. Right, so let's start running you through the board, because there's a reason behind every photo. So that one, that's a personal best gilt head bream that I caught over the road. That is my first ever wild brown trout that I caught in a river. That is my PB bass, which I also caught over the road in Langston Harbour. That is a PB spotted ray that I caught on South Sea Beach. That is the smallest hound that I've caught, and that's on Eastleigh Jetty. And that, how pleased I am. That's my first ever ray that I caught, and that was on the nudist beach. And that one, that's a tackle top picture. I like that. And hanging, I've got a boom rig on this side, but this one at the moment is a big boom rig. Keep watching out for the video, that's what I'm going to be doing soon. And on this side we've got some, I call them herring feathers, but that's just waiting for me to use it. Right, now let's come over to this wall. And on here, I've got all my hard lures that I like. I haven't used all of them yet. So we've got some expensive ones over here with some clones as well. Then in the middle, I've got my Savage Gear Seekers, and over here we've got some of those minnows. And coming down here we've got some wedges, then we've got some hard plastic lures. Yeah, there's my specs. One of them is a Polaroid. There's some more, and there's some MEPs. If I come round here, we're going to come down to the side of this set of drawers here. This is where I've got most of my reels. So over there it's a little 1001 set up with that telescopic rod for the small species. Then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4,000 ones. Then I've got my pen, what's this one? Pen Pursuit, that's right. And that's ready for mackerelling. Then I've got a spare pen battle down here. Over here I've got the Sea Angler reel that I used the other day, which by the way I fixed. And that's the one I'm going to be using on my drone. And then right down the bottom here, I've got my Daiwa boat reel. And up here, we've got my first fish that I ever caught down in Portsmouth. This unit here was donated by the neighbour. So, you can see, plastic bands. Yeah, guess what? Plastic bands. Line. All different lines. And yes, I've got an empty spool in that one. Fly fishing reels. Basically, they are what they say. Some GoPro bits that I use. What's this one? Rigs and spare winders. And this has got all my scavenged and homemade feathers for the mackerelling. And it's got some of those fladen lures as well. And yeah, that's some pollock lures. Floats. I wonder what's going to be this one then. Yeah. They're all sea fishing floats. I've got some my bombarder floats in there and some clear bubble floats. Soft plastics. And this has got all sorts. We've got the ubiquitous Buckley Gulp sandworms. We've got all sorts of other stuff. We've got jig heads. We've got little rubber lures soaking. We've got, yeah, there's a couple of old lures at the back there that I don't intend using. And then in here, we've got all sorts of things. Loads of them. So like I say, that's all the soft plastics. Fly time. Yeah, watch out for this video as well. I'm going to have a go at that soon. And then the bottom drawer are empty. This lot's all ready for tomorrow. And that's what I do. I put stuff here when I've sorted it out ready. And on the other side of the unit here, I've got my fly bag. And I've got a net. One of my fly nets that I use when I'm wading. A crab net. And at the bottom, my little tub of electrics. They're all charged up, ready for my next session. On the top of the unit, I have a light pointing down here for my videos. I have some oil, so that's fish oil, some 3-in-1 oil, and some salt and some spare rags. Spare batteries for my devices, my power bank for anything else, and this is my old storage, so long-term storage. So I've got broken reels and all sorts of stuff like that in there. So that's really handy, that little thing. So in front of it, I've got my tripod and camera. This is a Canon EOS M50. And that's what I do my intros on. And now, this desk that I sit at. And it's a nail bar desk. Now, the top here, I've got all the things for doing my boom rigs. Next one down is my general junky stuff. All sorts of odd bits in there. And the bottom one is my rig making box that's got all manner of stuff in it. Hooks and links and stuff. And then underneath it, I just stick anything that needs to be laid flat. Right, over in the corner, I've got an old swing bin, and in there, this is my old line bin, ready to put on the old National Anglers line recycling scheme when it's full. Down the side there, I've got my drop net, side of my chair, waste bin, and then I've got another old swing bin which I keep all my how do you put it? The rods that I'm using at the moment. For example, tomorrow I'm taking that one out. That's the one I use for my, this diver is the one I use for my boat reel and doing my underwater stuff. My 15-foot battle that I take out a lot. Fly rod. That's what it is. Quick little random picture of a girder. Now facing me over here. And finally, underneath we've got all my lead weights. A little bit of spare lead. We've got 4-ounce pyramids. I've got a lot of rocks with holes in. A load of those canisters. Then I've got bombs down this side. LRFE stuff. All my grippers over this side. And that just about wraps this one up then. So that's me done.